So we have this box here, an ordinary box that I covered up. It could be a shoe box, cereal box, depending on what you want to convey in your picture. So we have this box. All the sides are closed. So to start this, we're going to find the side that we would want to use. So I'm going to start with this side. So I'm going to cut into the side. I'm going to use my X-Acto knife. Depends if you have a utility knife or scissors. And if you are using a knife, the teacher will probably be helping. So I'm just going to start from here and leave just a little bit of lip. So I've been starting on the side of the box, just leaving a little bit of lip. So I'm just going to make my way down, trying to just be easy, let the knife do the work. Kind of just don't want to bend the whole entire box going down. Just let it ease. And there's a number of places that you can cut from the box, and just depending on what you do. But I'm just going to cut out this first top, almost looking like an old box TV. And I'm just leaving a lip on top of the side, so it gives me a little bit more structure on what I want to do in the end, the overall product. And I'm just taking nice strokes, just going all the way down, always leaving that lip on there. And if I want to cut off the lip, I can do that. I could do that later if I change my mind. Sometimes it's a little tough depending on the box that you have. Mine's an old soda box, so the cardboard isn't that strong. And you always want to make sure that your X-Acto knife, it stays tight, because this will loosen sometimes. So I'm just going to lift the box up so you can see. And there's no rush with this process. We're just outlining one of our main parts. And if you want to, you can even flip it up. And this is where a pair of scissors could end up. And you can even actually leave it like this if you want. And have this flap can actually close into there. So you almost get it different. But just for this example, I'm going to cut this off, because that's what I wanted to. That was my original plan. So I'm just going to cut it along the top. And make sure that keep your fingers, other body parts away from the knife. So we have our opening. We have the opening of our diorama box. Now you can just leave it like this, which would allow you to have a base and a back of it, and also the top. But I just wanted to cut a little bit into the top, as you can see right here. I'm just going to go maybe an inch or two, just to cut it, make a little block of a cutout. Now before we can start coloring, this is our first part that we have to do. We have to cut out the box, and then we can start laying down our papers that we would add color to, or different other materials that we have. So as I can see, you have the bottom that we'll be using. This is our back. And we just have a little bit of the top that's cut out, so that if we're standing above it, we can actually look down and see what's going on. So after we've cut it all out, now we have to add a background to it. So instead of using this cardboard, we want to have a clear, nice background I'm going to use white paper. You can use different kind of elements. If you wanted to use a white construction paper or a white postboard, you could do that as well. So just using paper, and to glue this paper down, I'm going to use some Mod Podge that I really like because it holds better to the other material you're trying to use. And just a Mod Podge brush. So I'm going to dip it in there, and then just lightly coat the, as you can see, just lightly smear it all under there. That's given, it would be a nice adhesive to the paper that you'll put down. Now, which I'm going to do with these papers, I'm going to just try to outline it first. Just place the whole entire piece in there, and then I'll make my measurements on how I should trim them. Just the paper. Just going to slide right in there. If it's a little bulky, that's okay. We're just trying to just get it down there. So this is our first step, that we have all the glue. You can see some of the glue on the sides, and that's alright because that will be all covered up. And then we have just nice and glued, giving us a nice base. So I'll cut this off using my next knife as well, and just slightly trimming. And if you want to, you can actually leave a lip on there, so you can see just that lip. We can even extend our scenery if we really want to. So coming back, previously we were gluing the bottom and just getting all the sides white covered. Now I did the two sides, and I cut those actually to length because I wanted those to just fit better in with the picture, and the background I did as well. Now some of the corners you might, depends on how you cut it, they might show a little bit of the cardboard in the background, but that's alright because in our next step we'll be adding some color to this. The students can use different kinds of crowns if they would like to, markers, different kinds of paints, and even for the borders they can use their clay that they'll be actually given in class. This is just one of the parts. We're laying down the basis of our whole project, and we just want to have the nice clear background so they can use their imagination and describe of what they saw in the book. And each student will be different because they'll be picking a part that if they do have the same idea, it could still be different because on their skill level or the different materials that they use. This will be the first day, and we'll continue this throughout a couple other lessons, and in the end they'll have a complete finished story box. So we did this our day 1, and then the next day, depending on the lesson or where we're following with our schedule, we'll start to color this in like I previously said, and develop it into even more activities.
Could have been working overtime or at home trying